Alright. Welcome to another one of BumpmyStump's Xbox 360 replays. Tonight we're in the T57. We're on Himmelsdorf, and we're platooned up with Fariko Dynasty and his Panzer E100. And we're gonna have a fair game. We're gonna have a good game. Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty good game, so that works out pretty good. We're gonna move to the top of the hill and see what we can come up with up there. I'm going to come right in behind Fariko Dynasty. We're going to give him a push because I can make him go a little bit faster on the flat. Not going to do much once we hit the hill, but hey, you know, we do what we can do. Fariko Dynasty, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Fariko Dynasty? I never asked. He saw my videos on YouTube and friended me and wanted to play a few games, and we had a few good games tonight. We must have played 8 or 9 games, and I had a few good ones and a few bad ones, but you know, overall it was fun. That's all that matters, you know. And yeah, we're gonna try to push him a little bit, and I asked him on mic, I said, you know, I'm not doing much for you, am I? He's like, nah. I was like, alright, I'm going up ahead. He's like, 10-4, dude. Or something to that effect, I don't remember exactly. But, we're already down 1 tank destroyer. And there's only 3 of us going to this top of this hill, which, at the time, I felt really depressed about, but yeah, it works out alright. I'm gonna go over this way as to sort of avoid their fire while I get up in this position right up here, and we're gonna see what we can do right off the bat. There's a T110E5 over there and a T110E4. We're going to hit the track. We're going to ammo rack him for 452, take 435 out of him, and then bounce. So yeah, and he's looking at me, and then I guess he decides, well, I'm going to back off, so he turns his turret back the other way. And I'm all for that one, as Dynasty finishes him off. I'm reloading, almost reloaded, so I stick my nose out there, and take 425 out of him there, 383, 394, and 390. So, and tracked him again. So yeah, and Dynasty can finish him off. And we have a E75 coming around behind us. I believe it was an E50, E75. And he sees me and he doesn't know what to do. I know that feeling. He doesn't know if he's like, but I'm reloading, so he's lucky. But I take 413 out of him there. Dynasty puts a big chunk into him, and I finish him off with 397. So, just like that, we've taken the top of this hill with a little bit of help. And I have 2 shells left, and I'm going to reload. The T110E4, I'm not sure if he helped us out much or not. I think he went down bottom, and I think he shot tanks down bottom. So I'm pretty sure just me and Fariko Dynasty pretty much took out the tanks at the top, a couple that were up there. So I tell him to go down ahead, and I'm going to sit up here and see if I can snipe a few tanks, give our team down there a little bit of cover from up top. But not much is happening. And there's 3 tanks here, and the T57 moves up. I'm going to take 487 and track him. He fixes his track, I hit his track again, and then finish him off for 42. And then I decide, it's time to get out of here. There's too many tanks down there, not enough solutions from up here. So Dynasty is going down the, what is that? That's the 8 line, right? If I remember correctly. I have a horrible memory. I was talking to him about that during game. remembering names of other players and whatnot. He was, you know, telling me other players. There was one game we played, and he was a few games later. He was like, "Yeah, that guy was in that game we played earlier." And I was like, "I don't remember his. I'm horrible with names, so." We're gonna take a shot at that Yag Tiger, but he gets finished off for us, so we don't need to worry about that. Dynasty is going down, like I said, the 8 line there, and I was gonna go help him, but there was no one down near him at that point, so I was like, I'm gonna go over this way and see if I can come at these guys from the other angle. If he can push from the center and I can push from down this corner, we might, you know, get him in a situation where they have to shoot 2 different ways, and that always works out good. I thought about going down this line and cutting them off. I was like, now let's wait a second. And E50M. Take 415 out of him, and he backs off. He does a little bit of damage to me. First damage of the game, right? First real damage. I wasn't paying attention. But he gets a chunk out of me. And now there's 2 of them. Take 433 out of him. An ammo rack in 3 out of 4. And then 460. And the teammate finishes him off. Don't you like how World of Tanks gives me a couple low rolls there? So the guy ends up with 3 hit points left. Pay attention to that, because I will see that again in a minute. So, yeah, E100 again. He's coming around, and now there's another one. E100 and an E50. We finish off the E100. Take 367 out of the E50. And he starts to run. Well, he should have stopped right there, but he didn't. So I finished him off with 32. So now it's 3-on-1, and that one is a Death Star. And the guy that was capping decided with 1 second left he was going to take off out of the cap. Excuse me, sorry about yawning. And Dynasty's over there, and he's surrounded by that Death Star. So now we're kind of screwed, because at this point neither one of us are in the position to take a shot at him. We're just not close enough. So what you're gonna see here for the next, probably, this is a 7-minute game. We're at 7 minutes out of a 15-minute game. Is probably 4, maybe more minutes of us looking, thinking where he went. You know, he peeks out. I want to stay with the T110E4 because the Death Star will one-shot one of us, and hopefully, if that's the case, the other person hopefully get one shot into him. The other person can finish him off. So we're thinking he went this way, and then went back towards his flag, thinking maybe that someone on our team, was going to come back here to cover our flag. So we thought, well, maybe he's going to go for the cap, and he didn't. He's not over here. And we're kind of scoping around, and then I don't think either one of us, because we're not on mic, because I'm in a platoon, really want to go get killed. So what we're going to do is split up, which we probably shouldn't have done. However, with that being said, I was on the mic telling Dynasty, I was like, I really wish he'd come this way instead of going back. But he was headed up to the top of the hill, I believe, to see if maybe the Death Star went up there, to see if he could get a shot from up top. And as you notice, I'm being really cautious here, because right now, if either one of us see him and he shoots us, The other one has zero amount of, it just doesn't have enough time to get over there. And I mean, if we're close, somewhat close together, the reload of the Death Star is just, it's like almost a minute. Or is it more? I've only played a Death Star once in the test server. Well, the super tester server, before I was relinquished from my duties. And it wasn't a very good game. It was quite a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly the exact reload time, but I know it's up there. So we really want to stay somewhat close, in hopes that if one of us spots him, the other one will be at least close enough to take a shot. But that isn't going to happen, because he's halfway up the hill. If he was to get shot right now, I would never ever, with the speed of the Death Star, I would never get into position. So I'm just kind of hanging out here for a second. I don't want to push forward until he is all the way up the hill. Once he's up the hill and can come down the other side, once we get to that point, if I pull out, get a shot off before I die, and he can come down the hill pretty quick. So that's my thought process here, is to let him get to the top of the hill and get somewhat around it. But then he goes the low side, and going the low side slows him down. I would have liked to have seen him go right across the top and just hit the hill, but you know, that didn't happen. But that's alright. I'm gonna just be really cautious and push up here, try to stay as close to the buildings as possible. And keep my hull down right here. Not that it's gonna help much if that, you know, if the Death Star's spamming some heavy ammo, I'm screwed. So we all agree, all of a sudden, well, I shouldn't say we all agree, but Dynasty and I are both on the mic and we're saying, yeah, he's in that little hole over by the base. That's where he's headed. He's headed to back right in there at A5. And we come down across here, and sure enough, there he is. And he hadn't gone down the hole yet, but the minute he sees us, that's where he heads. He's backing right in there. And I'm fully loaded, and I loaded premium, so I wouldn't have an issue, because I don't want to bounce, and I don't want to screw around with low rolls or anything else. I want to get good penetration and good high rolls. And yeah, I get good penetration, but the high rolls thing, once again, because it's the last tank, it forces me to shoot 3 times instead of 2. And he just takes out my teammate, and I get over there as quick as I possibly can. Bounce into him, which sucked. And it took 3 shots, because the second shot and the first shot combined were both low rolls, a 366 and a 337. So, you know, if we got 2 366s, would have taken him out. But World of Tanks can't do that. Can't do that. It's got to make you shoot that third time. It's so pathetic. Anyways, we end up with a Mastery badge, 95%, Class 1, Sharpshooter, Master Gunner, Sniper, and 4 kills, 57,300 silver, with the multiplier 7,200 XP, 877, 810, 1592 out of the E5, 12 out of the E50, 844 out of the IS. We end up with 601 spotting, 6,133 damage with 4 kills, 1,500 XP, 23 shots fired, 22 hits, 20 penetrations. We end up taking 1,300 damage, but again, we doled out 6,100, so I'm okay with that. Overall, we had, like I said, we had a few games with Fariko Dynasty, and this was one of the better ones, and I figured, yeah, this is this is worthy of putting up on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong, and you know, share the video and all that good stuff. And remember, when you're on that battlefield, shoot the red ones.